Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Paul Ogwulumba. I'm from Nigeria, West Africa, and I'm a full stack developer and a bounty hacker.
Amazing. And what is it that you built for the bounty hack?
Okay, for the bounty hack, I did a video game representation of a board game that I used to play growing up. It's quite common in the northwestern part of Nigeria. Um, it's quite similar to tic-tac-toe, but it has more variations and a lot of logic attached to it. It's fun to play. It's actually fun to play.
Awesome. And what are the features and like the functions of how this application works that you completed for this hack?
Okay, so the features I did for the game are basically one person can create the game, set a wager of any amount of algos the person wants to, and then they would have somebody else join the contract, accept to pay the wager, and then the two of them compete to win. So the rules of the game are simple. Um, you both start off having about 5 pieces, and the board is it looks like a chessboard basically, but instead of having 8 by 8 cells, it has 5 by 5. So for the first part of the game, you take turns to place your pieces on the board, but there are some restrictions on the positions you can place your pieces. So you can't put your piece in a position that would make you have three or more of your pieces next to each other to form a horizontal or vertical match. So that's the first rule. But then after you've placed all your pieces on the board, you can start moving them around. Then what you try to do is you try to achieve those positions that would make you have 3 pieces next to each other. So once you can place your pieces in that position, you have the right to take away a piece of your opponent. So that's just how the game goes. The first player to have less than 3 pieces on the board loses. So I added a feature that lets you review the game. When you're done, when the winner is declared, you can just quickly scroll through the moves of the game. That was what that was the last feature I added actually. But I hope to add more features with time, probably after the hack.
Awesome. Now, for this game, what kind of real world applications does it have?
Okay, I built the game basically for fun. Yeah, I'm a bit of a gamer myself, and it felt nice to try to transfer that my passion into Reach. And then with Reach, it was quite easy. I was able to embed my game in Reach logic basically. Every single move you make gets published to the contract, so there's no room for cheating. Yeah, so it's just for fun. It's just for fun.
Nice. And why should people vote for you for the Community Choice Award?
Yeah, well, I think people should vote for me because who doesn't like games? Games are fun to play. I mean, yeah. So just just vote for me.
Awesome. And if not that, then it's that smile. Okay. So the next few questions I'll ask you
Yeah.
are so this is going to be for your for one of the incentives videos. Um
Okay.
okay, so the four questions are: tell us about your background as a developer. Have you built anything on blockchain before? Why did you choose this project? What are your thoughts on Reach as a platform for building decentralized applications? And given unlimited funds, what would you do and build on blockchain? So I will ask you one at a time and do the same
Okay.
thing.
All right. All right. All right.
So first question is Can you tell us a bit about yourself as a developer and your background to what led you here?
Okay. Actually, I'm a full stack developer. My stack is mostly TypeScript, JavaScript. I started off with Java just because of the love I had for it, but then I later saw myself drifting towards web. So I'm full stack basically. Nest.js, Next.js, React, React Native, and I do a bit of Rust too. Yeah, and I had interest in I started having interest in blockchain. That was why I started learning Rust actually, and then I dabbled a bit in Solidity, but that was when I was still um, new to the whole development thing, and then it proved to be, I don't know, a little bit strenuous, stressful actually. Building a DApp using, you'd have to first write your smart contract in Solidity, and then you'd build a back end using the Web3 library, and then you'd have a front end. And these three things are things that you'd have to know very well to be able to build a fully functional DApp. And then I didn't have that knowledge. Yeah, till I developed myself as a developer, and then I heard about Reach. So at first I was skeptical about it because the whole blockchain thing, it was sounding too complicated and all. But then I went through the first tutorial, the one about rock paper scissors, and it seemed straightforward. I was like, this guys can't be serious. It can't be this easy. But then it happened to be that easy. So yeah, so Reach is like a blessing to any developer. You don't need to have any background knowledge or anything, and what it does under the hood is just amazing.
That's awesome. Love to hear it. So you participated in a bounty hack before. Was that bounty hack the first time you built a decentralized application using Reach or in general any language?
Yeah. Actually, that bounty hack was the first time I built a decentralized application at all. Okay, in the past, I've written smart contracts using Solidity, but I did not implement them anywhere. They were just I just wrote them for the sake of practice. Yeah, so Reach was the bounty hack was my first time building a fully functional DApp.
Amazing. And why did you choose your project for this bounty hack?
Okay, the reason why I chose this project was when I started learning development, the first language I learned was Java then, and um, when I started toying with GUI programming, I I decided to build that game then. So I have a Java version of it that I built some years ago, and I felt like, okay, maybe I should just let people know about this game, right? Because this bounty hack is actually a big platform. Yeah, it's a big exposure. So I decided, okay, let me just take this thing that people don't know about and just let them see it, just and it took me back memory lane. Basically, it's that special to me.
That's awesome. Um, so I know you kind of already told us, but I'm going to ask this again anyway. Is what are your thoughts on using Reach as a platform for building decentralized apps?
What I would say is any developer that is not using Reach right now is just taking the long way around, and that's just not the smart way to do it. Yeah, Reach bundles a lot of things into one. Like you can't imagine the amount of code you'd have to write if you want to write these things from scratch yourself. It's just mind blowing. Reach does a lot of stuff for you. Before you compile your code, it makes sure there are no loopholes that could be exploited. Like it's just amazing. Sometimes I think of the developers that worked on the Reach platform, and what they're doing is honestly amazing. It's just mind blowing. Yeah. So it just makes everything easy. Once you get a hang of it, you see that there's actually no easier way to go about it without using Reach.
Awesome. Love that answer. All right. And so, given the opportunity, if you were in a situation where you had unlimited time, unlimited funds, what would you build on blockchain?
Mm, okay, that's a big one. Okay, I've been thinking of building something like a sports betting site that is completely based on crypto on the blockchain. Yeah, and initially when I thought of the idea, I felt like there would be a lot involved, but now with Reach, if I have the funds and the resources, I mean, I'll just go for it because it shouldn't be that hard, right?
Not for you. That's awesome. Okay. Thank you so